Hi, so I just wanted to come on here and share a few of my thoughts on the new re-edited version of Doctor Who: The War Games that aired last night on BBC4. Of course, this is a colorized version, edited into a 90-minute omnibus from the original 10-episode epic-length story. I love the War Games, the original War Games. I think it's a fantastic send-off for the second Doctor, who is one of my personal favourite Doctors. So this was always going to be something that I was going to go into with a kind of a cautious optimism, I suppose. For the most part, I think it's done fairly well. Some of the editing, I think, is a little bit jarring in places. I guess you kind of have to expect that. Like I say, it's a 10-episode epic. It's very long, the original version, and it's edited down into 90 minutes. So there's always going to be a few bits that are a bit weirdly paced, and, some of the editing's always going to be a little bit jarring. But for the most part, I think in terms of picking all the most essential bits of the War Games to edit together into effectively an hour and a half long movie, it works pretty well. I like some of the little touches as well, like the way they incorporate the footage from Spearhead from Space right at the end, following the new regeneration scene. And I actually like that we start off with the kind of the continuity announcement, sort of leading into the first shot of the episode. I thought that was I thought that was well done. I thought that was tastefully done. I like the colorization in this a lot. Of course, this is the second time they've done a colorized version of a black and white Doctor Who story. They did the Daleks last year. The Daleks was okay. I do think the colorization in that one wasn't quite as good as it is here. Like, again, they use footage from Spearhead from Space at the end, and I think the colors, the digitally colored footage and the footage from Spearhead from Space, which is in color anyway, I think that was fairly seamlessly done. So I think the colorization was really well done in the story. Yeah, this was alright. I liked the new regeneration scene. I thought that was a bit of fun. It's not the best regeneration I've ever seen, but, as a fun little kind of curiosity, this is an interesting re-edit. The regeneration scene was fine. I wouldn't say this is better than the original version. I would still probably go for that original version over this. But as a fun little re-edit, I think it works pretty well. I'm not sad that I watched it. I enjoyed it for the most part. Despite it having a few, like I say, a few bits of the editing were a little bit jarring to me, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. So, yeah. If you haven't seen it, I'd say, if anything, just as a curiosity, just as a sort of a fun little re-edit, it is worth watching. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the new version of Doctor Who: The War Games.